Today we were here talking about election security, bringing together some of the best minds in cybersecurity, some really great companies, and some great people in DC who are the driving force behind making a lot of this stuff happen.
The government, whether it's the federal government and the state government, can and will continue to push the basic cyber practices. It being National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, we'll stop hammering the basics when we all get the basics right. What can industry do? Industry, recognizing that this is a shared responsibility and that everybody has a role in this fight, industry has really stepped up over the last couple months, I think, in terms of offering services, free services, to state and local election officials and campaigns. So credit should go to industry and does go to industry on this.
I started Synack about 6 years ago. I came out of NSA before founding the company under the simple premise that most enterprises and government institutions are having a really difficult time understanding where their vulnerabilities are. Chris just talked a little bit about how DHS is helping scan at the state level. They're doing this at the federal level, but scanning is just not enough. And so we created a company where we actually crowdsource vulnerability discovery across large enterprises and government agencies, basically meaning we recruit a global network of hackers in over 65 countries and leverage them to help us understand where are the vulnerabilities that are going to enable the bad guys to get in. We've been doing this for 6 years, and we really recognize this is the future. This is how all organizations are going to be doing this type of vulnerability identification, and we're seeing tremendous success. From an election security standpoint, we were really excited about 6 months ago to announce our Secure the Election initiative, where we're effectively providing $550,000 of pro bono services and products to states to help them secure their voter registration systems. And we're starting with just that, and we're moving beyond that, hopefully, in preparation for the 2020 presidential. Not enough time to secure the voting systems themselves for the midterms, but we're hoping to get there.
What we're doing in the space, I think, really spans a variety of issues. And I think it starts by just the fact that I'm on the Defending Democracy team. We have a dedicated team of about 8 people across the world that are focused exclusively on security issues in the campaigns and election space.
In 2014, we realized that in order to do what we wanted to do, which our mission is to help build a better internet, we had to provide services to entities that shouldn't be knocked offline. So we started offering free services to civil society groups, to human rights groups, to media organizations that we really thought had an important place to play on the internet. So our election work actually comes out of that work.
Just a couple of weeks ago, we actually surveyed a segment of our crowdsourced community of freelance ethical hackers, and we asked them, if you were to try to compromise our election anywhere from the initial registration or even disinformation all the way through the reporting out of electoral results, what do you think would be the most vulnerable area that you would attack? And we were actually pretty surprised at the results. The majority of them said it would be the actual voting systems themselves, and they basically described that is the least common denominator. So today, Synack announced an additional $500,000 of budget that we're putting towards securing the election. We initially allocated $550,000 in the first wave, where we got multiple states to engage in securing their voting registration systems. We're now moving that beyond just the voter registration systems towards voting machines themselves and towards other areas of the electoral process that we recognize are just as paramount and important to protect from a cybersecurity perspective.
One of the interesting things about the election space is it's all about voter confidence. So as you think about it, as the reporters in the room think about it, some of it is making sure that people actually have confidence that their votes are counted and that their websites are up to speed. And I think one of the challenges is that we have to be really cautious as we roll out products, as we talk about it, to make sure that we're not scaring people into doing exactly what we're trying to prevent, which is to undermine voter confidence.
And to me, the biggest challenge, and I think, it comes back to the theme, is trust within the system. Trust between the various entities, state and local election officials, between the companies that are offering these services, the various relationships with the U.S. government, and how the voter looks upon all of that and can ensure that they believe that their vote will be honestly counted come election day.
I think one of the biggest challenges across the whole campaign election ecosystem, from voter registration, sign-up, campaigns, committees, election authorities, results reporting, is the varied skill sets. And oftentimes those players have sort of the working staff IT level of a small startup. Maybe they have one full-time IT staffer, maybe. But they have the security needs and the security risks of some of the largest enterprises in the world.
We don't have the right cybersecurity expertise sitting within the state and local level. We need more guidance from the federal level, and certainly have appreciation for what DHS is doing, but it's just not enough. We have a problem in industry right now. The largest banks in the world can't hire enough cybersecurity talent. There's an estimated 3.5 open cybersecurity jobs by 2021, according to Cybersecurity Ventures. And if industry, who's paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to cybersecurity practitioners, can't hire these people, how is a local municipality supposed to hire the right talent to secure their elections?
And I think it's really great to see how unified different companies are in the approach in providing their products and solutions in a pro bono fashion. It's where everyone needs to be playing a part. That's what Chris Krebs certainly articulated, and we're excited to be part of that overall strategy.
Speaking for Microsoft, we're certainly committed to continuing our efforts through the 2018, through the 2020 elections and beyond.
So we are absolutely committed beyond 2018. Once we've started a project, we think it's very important for it to continue. And frankly, one of the biggest challenges you mentioned on the state and local level, people are skeptics, right? Why are you offering this? Are you just going to turn around and charge us? And I think it's really important that we do commit to not doing that.
We're definitely committed to helping ahead of the 2020 presidential, and probably beyond that. I feel personally connected to this mission, and I want to see it through. I want to see us help make our election systems more secure, and we're slowly getting there, but there's still a ton of work to do.
I think it is very important to do something like this in DC, because I think people need to become more educated about the importance of kind of the process around election security, kind of like the ins and outs of the high-level conversations that are probably seem really high to all of us in the industry, but to the general voter are not. I think it's important to kind of bring those leaders together to talk about it.
I'm optimistic that we can make some real strides and progress in preparation for the next presidential election and hopefully beyond.